Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the game we are always aiming for the lowest score. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hello, my name's Mariam. I'm 22, and this is my sister Nishat, and we're both from Sheffield.
Couple number two.
Hello, I'm Judy, and this is my daughter Leah, and we're from Northamptonshire.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Mike. This is my fiancée Steph, and we're from Worsley in Greater Manchester.
And finally, couple number four.
Hello, I'm Rob. This is my wife Koosh, and we're from Hena in Derbyshire.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much, all of you. A very warm welcome to Pointless. Lovely to have you here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He's only this clever because he was bitten by a radioactive encyclopedia many years ago. It's my Pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hello, everybody. Hello there.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
That's nice. This will be fun, won't
I
it?
think it might.
Rob and Koosh are back.
I know.
Two head-to-heads they've been in.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine?
Surely there's a final with their name on it.
You would have thought so, wouldn't you? I mean, surely. Leah and Judy, back as well, through to round 2 last time. Welcome back. Lovely to have you here. And welcome to our newcomers. They seem nice.
Don't they really do seem
Don't they?
nice?
Really
I
seem...
like that. Another affianced couple.
Oh, affianced, are they?
Yeah.
Is that an actual word, or did you just make it up?
No, I believe it's a real... I think it's a real word.
So affianced means engaged?
Yeah, pledged.
We're hoping someone's going to get married on the show at some point.
Richard's licensed to carry out... Well, the only trouble is you would only be married for as long as, under your jurisdiction, for as long as you were on the set.
You're in the studio, yes. As soon as you're out of the studio, you would no longer be married.
Well, that sounds fun. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Max and Jamie got through to the final last time and failed to win the jackpot, which means we're adding another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £2,750. There we are. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. The only thing you have to remember is this. Keep your scores low, because obviously it's the highest scoring pair at the end of each round that gets eliminated. So, yeah.
So you want a low score?
Low score. Low score.
That makes an awful lot of sense.
Exactly right.
Excellent. OK.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, no, that's fine. OK, well, listen, best of luck to all 4 pairs. Our first category this afternoon is the Oscars. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns Oscar-nominated films of the 1990s, Richard.
Yeah, on each board, we're going to show you 7 of those films. We're not going to show you the films. That'll be crazy. We're going to show you the titles of the films. We've missed one word out of each of them, though. Can you fill in that gap, please?
OK, very good. Can you bridge the gap in these film titles? We have got Blank of a Woman, Al Pacino. The Blank Redemption, Morgan Freeman. Blank Show, John Turturro. Saving Private Blank, Tom Hanks. The Blank Game, Jay Davidson. Blank Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson. And Blank End, Anthony Hopkins. There we are. Nishat, welcome to Pointless.
Hiya.
Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm a student. I'm studying political science and sociology at the University of Birmingham.
Very good. And what sort of things do you like getting up to when you're not studying?
I like origami.
Seriously?
Like yeah.
Whoa.
Origami?
No one ever says that.
No one's ever said that. How long have you been doing this origami?
Not long, probably a few months.
Have you got a book that you follow carefully, or is it
She used to have a book, but,
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
but now it's a yacht. We should
There's
do
the
that.
board. Yeah, we should. We really should. I'm going to get out of the way.
Oh, this is not great for me. 90s films. I'll go for Pulp Fiction, Samuel Jackson.
Pulp Fiction, says Nishat. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Pulp Fiction. It is Pulp Fiction. It goes down to 81. 81 gets us off to a good start. There we are.
And that lost to Forrest Gump for Best Picture. Which is, listen, it's a great film, but also Forrest Gump is a great film. Sometimes things win the Oscar, you're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
But I think that's fair enough for Forrest Gump.
Some
to win
years
an Oscar.
down the line, I think, yes, Forrest
Yes.
Gump. I think you're right. I think you're probably right. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Leah, welcome back. Remind us more about yourself. Tell us.
So 2 years ago, I graduated the Uni of East Anglia. I studied history there.
Excellent. Was that fun? Did you know Norwich at all before you went there?
Yeah, no, I didn't know Norwich, but I really enjoyed it, yeah.
So then, Leah, what are you going to go for on our board?
I know a couple, but I think I'm going to stick with the second one down, The Shawshank Redemption.
The Shawshank Redemption, says Leah. Let's see how many of our 100 people went for The Shawshank Redemption. It's right. 81's our only score so far, and you whiz past that down to 52 for The Shawshank Redemption.
Now, that also lost out to Forrest Gump, nominated in the same year as well. That's a strong year for films.
I didn't realise that was the same year as Pulp Fiction.
Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, and The Shawshank Redemption. Also, Morgan Freeman nominated for Best Actor, and he lost out to Tom Hanks.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Mike, welcome to Pointless.
Hello.
Tell us all about yourself, Mike.
So I'm a business development executive for the Jockey Club. So I work at Aintree Racecourse, based there, covering the West region, so selling hospitality. I mainly sell for the Grand National. We also do the Cheltenham
I mean,
Festival.
that's just huge fun.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Now, Mike, what are you going to go for here?
Yeah, tricky one for me. Film's my worst subject. So, and the two that I knew have already gone. So one more that I know is Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. OK, let's see how many of our 100 people got Saving Private Ryan. It's right. Ooh, look at that, 89. That's a big one, 89.
Yeah, lost out to Shakespeare in Love for Best Picture. And Tom Hanks nominated then, but didn't win. So what can you do? But Spielberg did win for that.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Rob.
Hello.
Rob, welcome back. Your third and final attempt at
Good time
that
looking.
Pointless trophy. Oh, look at it, still gleaming, to coin a phrase. Remind us of yourself, Rob. Tell us more.
Yeah, I'm currently working for an engineering company, but to complement that, I've just started doing a degree in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering and maths.
That's exciting. What, is that Open University or are you doing...
Exactly, yeah, Open University. So, yeah, full on, really. So I'm
Wow.
full-time, got a child and
That's
then doing that.
amazing, yeah. How are you
Very
finding the
for one.
time?
I'm not.
Rob, the board's all yours. Talk us through it.
Okay. Films I'm not great at, but thankfully I think I'm all right. So I think Sensible Woman is the top one. I don't know whether that's Truman Show, might be. Crying Game, possibly. And Howard's End, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to go Sensible Woman, I think, please.
Scent of a Woman, says Rob. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Scent of a Woman. It is Scent of a Woman. Well, 52 is our low score at the moment, and you pass it. Look at that. Rob, down to 39. Good work.
Well played, yeah, that lost out to Unforgiven for the Oscar. And funny enough, you knew two other answers that both also lost out to Unforgiven, because it was The Crying Game, and that would have scored you a very handy 13 points. You're also right, it was Howard's End, and that would have scored 24. So, yeah, they all lost out to the same film. And this
Really
final
annoying me.
one also lost out to Forrest Gump. And
Tell me
is
what it is.
Quiz Show.
Oh, quiz show.
1 point, Quiz Show.
I mean, quiz
I mean,
leads.
it's like what we're doing, right?
Yeah, I know.
Quiz Show,
There's
like
a
the thing we do. Do you
the
remember
clue
the thing
was
we
in
do?
the scenario.
The clue is in the scenario.
There we go.
But that sounds like a good Radio 4 panel show.
Doesn't it?
Or you could host
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Alexander Armstrong. Welcome to The Clues in the Scenario.
Hello, good evening, and welcome. Welcome to The
that's such
Clues
a
in the
good-
Scenario, the show where, that's what you have to
That's
say,
where the clue is in the
scenario.
scenario.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we are halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. They're quite meaty scores there. 39 is the best of the bunch. Well done, Rob and Kush. You're at the top of the table there. Then we travel up to 52, where we find Judy and Leah. 81, Nishat and Mariam. And then up to 89, where we find Mike and Steph. So, Steph, we need a nice low score from you. We're going to come back down the line. Now, will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 7 more Oscar-nominated films with a missing word from their titles up on the board, and here they come. We've got The Prince of Blank, Barbara Streisand. The Sixth Blank, Bruce Willis. Blank and Lies, Timothy Spall. A Few Good Blank, Tom Cruise. L.A. Blank, Russell Crowe. The Full Blank, Robert Carlyle. And Blank is Beautiful, Roberto Benigni. There we are. Kush, welcome back for the third and final time. Tell us more about yourself.
So me and Rob have been married nearly 15 years, but we met when we both were working as croupiers. When we were 18 years old, yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Are you still useful with a deck?
Ish, a bit rusty, but...
Can you do that thing where you go, rrrrum,
Yeah.
a nice little fan of cards, and then turn them all over?
yeah, then flip them, yeah.
Wow.
Do you play poker and things like that still, or not really?
Badly, yeah.
Oh, who cares if you've got all the
On
tricks?
holiday, we might go to a casino, might we?
Yeah. Do other croupiers spot
Yeah.
a croupier?
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
can just do stuff And they go,
Yeah.
oh. Kush, there you are on 39. What are you going to go for? A lovely, clean board there.
I think I know a few of them, but I think I want to play it safe, so I'm going to say A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men,
Yeah.
says Kush. Let's see how many of our 100 people said men. There is your red line. It is A Few Good Men, and that goes down to 76, takes your total up to 115.
Well done, and that lost out to Unforgiven as well. So far, everything's losing to Unforgiven or Forrest Gump. And Jack Nicholson lost the Best Supporting Actor as well to Gene Hackman from The Unforgiven.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Steph, welcome.
Hello.
Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Steph.
I'm Steph and I'm an esthetician, which is looking after people's skin.
Esthetician.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's doing more advanced facials.
Right.
Beauty side.
Advanced facials.
Yes.
This is on the beauty side rather than the medical side.
Yes,
I
but I
see.
do work with doctors as well, so they
Beauty.
do the more advanced stuff, and then I do the facials with it.
Now, Steph, you're on 89. You have to score 25 or less
Yes.
at this stage. What are you going to go for?
So I'm going to risk it then.
Good.
I'm going to go for the top one and go Prince of Egypt.
The Prince of Egypt, says Steph. Let us see if that is right. Let's see where we end up. There's your red line. Can you get below that? Ooh, no. I salute you for taking a risk. So, well done. I'm sorry that that was your reward, but I'm afraid that is your reward. So it's wrong. Scores 100 points, takes your total up to 189.
Yeah, sorry, Steph. I suspect you won't be the only person to have said the Prince of Egypt for that, but not the right answer, I'm afraid.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Judy, welcome back. Tell us more about yourself, Judy.
Well, I'm a sort of semi-retired teacher. I used to teach biology for a lot of years, and I'm now sort of finding time to do other things, like go do more horse riding. And I've recently ordered, with a friend, we're planning to paddle around the sea locks of Mull, so we've ordered an inflatable kayak, which hopefully we're going to get.
Oh, that's a lot. Do you know Mull well? Have you been up there?
I've been there a couple of times, yeah, it's lovely.
And what fun? Kayaking? It's just enormous fun.
Well, yeah, can be.
Judy, what are you going to go for? You're on 52. It doesn't matter what you score, by the way. You're through to the next round.
Yes. I think I know one or two of them, but I'm not 100%. So I think I'm going to go with The Sixth Sense.
The
Bruce
Sixth
Willis.
Sense for Bruce Willis. OK, no red line. You're already through. How many of our 100 said The Sixth Sense? Sixth Sense is right. 82 is what it scores. Takes your total up to 134.
It's a good film, isn't it?
Oh, it's a very good film. I'd love to see it again, actually.
Yes.
I've forgotten a lot of it.
I would tell you, I often see people who've been eliminated from the show. Isn't that weird?
You see them? Wow.
Just in the street, people who've been eliminated from the show.
And you think
I
you've
see
maybe
them.
been eliminated
I don't know.
too?
It's just weird.
There you are. It's good to know. Mariam, welcome.
Hello.
Lovely to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm Mariam from Sheffield. A few months ago, I graduated from the London School of Economics. I studied geography with Spanish there. And then now I work part-time for a PR company and I tutor part-time.
OK. Oh, good for you. Now, also, you are through to the next round. Does not matter what you score, which is nice to know.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk us through the board and fill in all the blanks?
So I don't know what the Barbara Streisand one could be. The Timothy Spall, Truth and Lies, I'm not sure. The Russell Crowe one's on the tip of my tongue, but I cannot remember it. So I think I'm going to go for the second to last on the board, The Full Monty.
The Full Monty.
Yeah.
Fabulous film. No red line, you're already through. How many people said The Full Monty? It's right. Down it goes to 75. Takes your total up to 156.
And keeping it Sheffield, Mariam, as well. Well done.
Nod to the hometown.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how are you... we'll leave Barbara Streisand to the end.
I can do all apart from Barbara Streisand.
OK, great. So the bottom one?
Is Life is Beautiful.
Life is Beautiful. That would have scored you 27. LA... Confidential. That would have scored you 35. The Timothy Spall film. Secrets and Lies. That would have scored you 13. Now, it's not The Prince of Egypt, Steph. If it makes you feel any better, 5 of our 100 said The Prince of Bel-Air. So it could be worse. The Prince of Tides. Prince of Tides.
Yes, I remember that.
Would have scored you 12 points, so very well done if you said that one at home.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, at the end of our first round, we have to say goodbye to a pair. And I'm sorry to say, Mike and Steph, you are the pair we have to say goodbye to first. Lovely to have you here, by the way. I'm sorry that we're sending you off so soon. You'll be back before you know it, though. Next time, in fact. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. Steph and Mike, thank you. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. There we are, down to 3 pairs. Very well done, everybody. We made it through that first round. Congratulations to our lowest individual scorer, Rob. There you are on the far podium. And in fact, Rob and Koosh, our lowest combined scorers. So hats off to you. Very well done. Our category for round 2 this afternoon is 4-letter words. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many words formed by adding a single letter to the word one as they could. Richard.
Yep, looking for any 4-letter word in the English language, please, which you can make by leaving those in exactly the same order, but adding another letter either at the beginning, somewhere in the middle, or at the end to make a new 4-letter word that's in the Chambers Dictionary, please. So leave those in the same order, add 1 letter, and make a new word.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go. So, Mariam, we'll come to you first.
It's quite tricky. I've got a few, but I think they're quite obvious. I'm going to go for bone.
You're going to go for bone. OK, let's see how many of our 100 said bone. Down to 83. 83 for bone.
Going a long way through the alphabet there to add your letter bone. It means like a bone. It's funny,
yes.
It's funny that your bones are made of bone. Something to think about, isn't it?
Isn't it? Something to think about.
Yeah.
Yes, bone's made of bone. Thank you. Judy.
I think I'm going to have to go zone.
Zone, says Judy. Let's see how many of our 100 said zone. .41 for zone.
Yeah, lots of definitions of zone. Can mean a region. Oh, you know what zone means. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I don't earn my money during this round.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's good.
On the way back down, I might tap dance just so I feel like I've been of some use.
I just turn to you for the company, you know? That's what
that's
I do.
nice.
I turn to you. It's just nice to have
I
a
like to
chat.
talk to you.
Well, that's nice.
You know,
there we are.
That's the thing. If you need any other... Listen, for the next one, I don't care what it is. I don't care what you're coming up with. I'm going to come up with an absolute killer fact about it.
OK.
You're going to go absolutely crazy.
Thank you, Richard. Now then, Koosh, what are you going to go for?
I am going to go for tone, I think.
Tone,
Tone.
says Koosh. Let's see how many of our 100 people said tone. .83 for tone, exactly the same as bone, in fact.
Here's my fact.
Yeah.
When posh people, as they get slightly older, they decide to move out of a city, that's where they move.
They move to the tone.
To a tone.
To a tone.
Yeah. Then maybe later on to a village.
Maybe.
But, yeah.
A tone.
So there you go.
There we go. Very good. Very good. It's Scottish people, quite a lot of Scottish people live in tones,
Hey.
don't they? Very good.
Oh, I mustn't do my Scottish accent. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. It's only because I love the accent.
Yeah, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's great.
I
Well,
can't do accents when you're around because you're so much better than me.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. Now, 41 is the best score of the pass. It's where Judy and Leah currently reside. Then 83 is where we find Koosh and Rob and Mariam and Nishad. So there we are. It's all pretty tightly bound up at the top end of the table there. So good luck, Rob and Nishad. Let's see which of you stays and which leaves at the end of the round. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? Remember, we are looking for any word you can make by adding a single letter to the word one. We've only had letters at the beginning so far, but they could be anywhere in there. So, Rob.
OK, I'm going to go for hone.
Hone, says Rob. OK, well, let's see what happens when we say hone. No red line for you as your joint high scorers. Hone goes down to 46. That takes your total up to 129.
So we use hone as in to sharpen, to hone something, but it's named after the stone that was used.
Oh, really?
So a hone was the stone in which you would sharpen something on. So if you hone something, you're using a hone stone.
A hone stone. Wow,
Yeah.
that's good. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Leah, you're on 41. If you can score 87 or less, you're into the head-to-head.
Okay. I'm going to go for once.
Once, says Leah. Thank you. We've broken the rut we were in. Once. Here's your red line. Let's watch you go below that with once. It's right, and you are through to the head-to-head, Leah. Very well done indeed. Down we go with once to 18. Very good indeed. 59 is your total.
Yeah, very well played. It just means a single time, as in once during this round, someone put a letter in the middle.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Nishat, you're on 83. You have to score 45 or less.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of letters to put in the middle, but I mean, nothing's coming to me, so I'm just going to say cone.
Cone, says Nishat. OK, cone, here's your red line. Let's see what happens when we say cone.
Yeah.
77 for cone takes your total up to 160. Lovely round total.
Yeah, there weren't many of the ones with the, well, not many well-known ones with a letter at the front that would have won you the point. You could stick something on the end of it very easily.
Certainly.
Ones.
Yeah.
And ones would have scored you 18 points, would have seen you through to the next round. There's some low score, there's no pointless answers here at all, but low-scoring ones where you put a letter at the beginning. Phone, F-O-N-E, pone, P-O-N-E, roan, R-O-N-E, which is a roof gutter, sown, S-O-N-E, and wanna is the best answer you could possibly do. Stick an R at the end would have scored you 1 point. Well done if you said that. The biggest scorers, bone and tone, 83 and 83, and actually cone is the third biggest, so we took from the top of the deck there very much.
Certainly did. The low-hanging fruit. OK. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. That brings us to the end of our second round, and it means we have to say goodbye to another pair, Nishat and Mariam. It is you we say goodbye to. We'll see you again next time, though. Look forward to it very much indeed. Meanwhile, thank you so much for playing, Nishat and Mariam. But for the remaining two pairs, now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Leah and Judy, Rob and Kush. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £2,750. But before we play the head-to-head, we have an opportunity to boost that jackpot a bit. See if we can find a couple of pointless answers. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many types of monkey as they could. Richard.
Oh, that's fun, isn't it? Types of monkey. 6 monkeys up on that board. 4 of them are real monkeys, but 2 of them are pointless. 2 of them are fake monkeys, pretend monkeys. But which ones? Normally, I have it on a bit of paper, and I don't have my bit of paper, so I'm really going to enjoy playing along.
Oh, that's fun.
And then at the end, when I have to do the bit where we're finding out what's what, someone will talk in my ear, and I'll pretend I'm looking down at my piece of paper.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
It's
Thank
exciting.
you.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like being on a tightrope for me.
Oh, I bet it is.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
What a free
What if I
song.
did this? What if I took my earpiece out? Oh, my God. Now I can't see it, and I can't hear anyone. So I could make up whatever I wanted.
That's
I
amazing.
literally do whatever I want.
Oh, and also, I'm now going to be your only conduit to the gallery. So if I suddenly start monkeying around and doing all kinds of things for you, you will know that
I'll
is
put it
your...
back in.
OK, pop it back in. OK, so we are looking for the pointless monkeys amongst this pack of 6. Vervet monkey, Conti monkey, squirrel monkey, Langer monkey, blue monkey, minim monkey. There we are. Talk as a foursome, because it's great that we pool all our resources.
Vervet definitely is. Squirrel definitely is. I've never heard of Conti, Blue or Minim.
Blue monkey's a brewery.
But the
I
other
think
3...
Squirrel, Vervet and, what did you say, Langer?
Langer, yeah.
Langer.
I know one of the red herrings up there.
I know both the red herrings,
Do
I
you?
think. I think I do.
Oh.
Do you want to go for Vervet?
Yeah.
We know it's true. So,
Yeah.
I think there's a blue face, blue snub nose, I think. But that whether should we go for blue? Yeah,
go for
blue. We're going to go for blue.
OK, blue monkey, you think. OK, well, let's find out. Is it a pointless answer? Ooh. Ooh, Judy and Leah. Oh, it goes down to 2. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck. Good effort, though. Rob and Kush, what are you going to go for?
Well, we think Vervet is. I think that would be quite well
That's
known,
definitely
wouldn't
one.
it? Yeah. You said Langer, didn't you?
Should we go for Langer, do you think?
Yeah, go on.
Should we say Langer?
Langer? Langer monkey?
Sounds right.
OK, let's find out. A Langer monkey, is it a pointless monkey? It's definitely a monkey. And I think we know the ones we've heard of. It's a bonus monkey. Very, very well done indeed. That's very exciting. Oh, I want to clash lots of symbols together. That's brilliant. Richard.
Very well done, yeah. So I don't have the answer, so let's do this together.
Let's do it together.
I think there's a red herring there, which is Conti.
Of course.
Because Nina Conti, the
Does the
ventriloquist, has a
monkey,
character called Monkey.
Yeah, that's
So I think
right.
that's an incorrect answer. I've heard of Squirrel Monkey and Vervet Monkey.
Yeah, same.
But I wouldn't have thought that either of those are pointless, but one of them must be. If Vervet and Squirrel are both monkeys, then by the process of elimination, Minim has to be incorrect.
Yeah, has to be.
Let's take a look at Minim.
Incorrect. Yes.
I've heard of both of them, but Vervet must be less well known than Squirrel. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Vervet is the less well known.
Okay, let's see. Is Vervet Monkey the other pointless answer? Oh, that was great fun.
Look at that.
I want to do this every day now.
I know.
That's much more fun
You
for me.
should.
That's great. I wonder what Squirrel Monkey scored.
2.
2 for Squirrel Monkey. There you go. So
There we go.
Langer and Vervet. Very well done if you said them.
Brilliant. Well done. You managed to find one pointless answer, which means you've added £250 to today's jackpot, taking it up to a lovely round £3,000. There we are. But who'll be playing for it? Let's find out in the head-to-head. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, and you are now allowed to confer. Here comes the first question. It concerns wind instruments. Richard.
I should just like to say that I've just found a bit of paper with the monkeys. I knew it would be my fault. That's why I kept looking, because I thought no one ever gets anything wrong. The question team, they never get anything wrong. So I knew it would be there. But I had fun, so I'm glad I didn't find it. Anyway, wind instruments. Shall we do that? There's going to be 5 pictures now of wind instruments. We'll show you alternate letters of their names as well. But what are these instruments, please?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 wind instruments, and here they are. We've got A, AOHN, B, UN, C, LRNT, D, ONLI, and E, BE. There we are, 5 wind instruments. Leah and Judy, you're our golden couple, so you get to go first.
I think we're going to have to.
We're going to go for E, oboe.
Oboe, say Leah and Judy. Now, Robin Coosh, talk us through the board.
So,
C, don't we?
you
Clarinet.
know, clarinet, top one's saxophone, isn't it?
Yeah. B, what do you think B is?
Not sure, and I think we're going to have to go clarinet, do you think?
No, you decide. Go on.
We'll go for clarinet.
Clarinet for C. So we have oboe versus clarinet. Leah and Judy have gone for oboe. Let's see if that is right for E. Let's see how many of our 100 said it. Oboe is absolutely right. That goes down to 72. Meanwhile, Rob and Coosh have gone for clarinet for C. Let's see how many of our 100 said clarinet. It's right. Oh, 88 for clarinet, which means Leah and Judy, well done. You've taken an early lead. You're up 1-0.
Well played. Let's go through the rest of these. A, of course,
Saxophone.
is saxophone. That would have scored you 75 points. Let's go to D next.
This is a cor anglais.
Cor anglais, or an English horn, though it is neither English nor a horn.
Do you know
would have
what?
scored 5.
Originally, horns were made of ebonized wood and were fingered. They weren't, they had a mouthpiece, an ivory mouthpiece. I don't mean, yeah. Like that. And, but instead of being valve instruments, they were fingered instruments.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Do your tonguing as normal into the mouthpiece and finger it as you would like a recorder. Anyway, there we go. The original.
Do you know B?
No idea.
It's a Middle Eastern wind instrument. It is a zurna. Very well done if you said that at home. Pointless answer, a zurna.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK, now here comes your second question. Rob and Coosh, you get to answer it first, but you have to win this one to stay in the game. Good luck. Our second question is all about written works without words in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Richard.
Yep, we're going to show you 5 works of literature here. We've missed out a word from each one. Each of those words are words from the NATO phonetic alphabet, but which words, please?
Thank you very much indeed. So we are going to reveal our written works with missing words. Here they are. Blank 2-0, Andy McNabb. The Black Blank, Michael Connolly. A Passage to Blank, E.M. Forster. Blank, Please Get the Moon for Me, Eric Carle. And Blank and the Chocolate Factory, Roald Dahl. There we are. Now, Rob and Koosh, you get to go first.
Yeah. Yeah. A passage to what places in the phonetic? I'm going to have to go Bravo, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go for Bravo 2-0, please.
Bravo 2-0, say Rob and Koosh. Now then, Leah and Judy, do you fancy talking us through that board?
Well, the bottom one's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
And the middle one's A Passage to India.
Eric Carle wrote Hungry Caterpillar.
He
But
did,
I don't
didn't
know
he?
what that word is there. Should we just go for Passage to India?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to go for A Passage to India.
A Passage to India. OK, thank you very much. So we have Bravo 2-0 and A Passage to India. Bravo 2-0, say Rob and Koosh. How many of our 100 said that? Bravo is absolutely right. That goes down to 29. Meanwhile, we've got A Passage to India from Leah and Judy. Let's see how many of our 100 said A Passage to India. Passage to India is right. And it's a high score, 59. Well done, Rob and Koosh. That brings you back into the game after 2 questions. It's 1-1.
Well played, yeah. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory would have scored you even more points than that. Would have scored you 89. Now, the Black Blank, there's various words in the NATO phonetic alphabet that could fit that. It's the Black Echo. The Black Echo. And it would have scored you 1 point. Now, I think there's probably only one word in the NATO phonetic alphabet that will fit then. So if you stumbled across the word, it becomes obvious what it is, although
We've already
it's a
got
pointless
Charlie.
answer.
Hotel, no.
No, you go further. Keep going further.
Mike?
Yes.
Oh, it could be Mike. It isn't Mike, but that's a good one. Mike, please get the move for me.
Hopper.
Hopper is the answer. Hopper,
Please Get the Moon.
Moon for me by Eric Carle. That's a pointless answer.
That's
Well done if you
pointless.
worked that out.
Thank you very much indeed. Here is your third question. Whoever wins this one goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Best of luck to both pairs. Our third question is all about the papacy.
5 clues somehow related to the papacy now for a place in the jackpot round.
Thank you very much. Let's reveal the 5 clues. Here they come. We've got corps of soldiers responsible for the safety of the Pope since 1506, country of birth of John Paul II, the Pope who was named Time magazine's Person of the Year in 1994, birth name of Adrian IV, the only Englishman to occupy the papal throne, colour of the smoke released through the chimney of the Sistine Chapel to announce that a new Pope has been elected, and the French city which became the residence of Pope Clement V in 1309. There we are. Leah and Judy will go first.
Go for it.
There's an answer just flashed into my head. I have really no idea if it's right, but I'm going to go for Chartres for the city.
Chartres. OK, Chartres for the city. Rob and Koosh, over to you. Do you want to talk us through that board?
Yeah, I think the top one's Swiss Guard. Poland for John Paul II.
I don't know the third
I think
one.
it's either black or red smoke.
No, I thought it was white smoke. Well, let's not go for that one then. Should we go for Poland, I think? Or do you want to go Swiss Guard? You decide. Go Swiss Guard.
Yeah, we'll go Swiss Guard, please, for the top one.
Swiss Guard for the top one. OK, so we have Chartres and we have the Swiss Guard. Leah and Judy have gone for Chartres, the French city that became Clement V's base. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 said Chartres. No, not Chartres, which means, Rob and Koosh, you merely have to be correct with the Swiss Guard to go through to the final. Let's find out. Are you right? Yep, absolutely right. Very well done indeed. And not bad. Down it goes to 16, but it was right, crucially, which means after 3 questions, you're through to the final. At the third time of asking, you're through to the final 2-1.
Yeah, very well played. Yeah, unlucky, Judy. You've got to trust your brain sometimes, don't you? If it pops into your head, often it's the right thing to say.
Avignon.
It's actually Avignon, yeah. Avignon is the answer. Would have scored 4 points as well. Would have been a terrific answer. You're right about Poland. That would have scored you 40 points. Now, the smoke, you were saying it's either black or red.
I said white.
White is the answer, yeah. It's the biggest scorer up there, though. Would have scored 64 points. And do you know the birth name of Adrian IV?
No.
Nicholas Breakspear, born in Abbots Langley, near St Albans. 1 point for that. Very well done if you said that.
Thank you very much indeed. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, Leah and Judy, it is you. You'll be back next time. And I'm quite certain you'll go, I think maybe even you can come this far, maybe even take it one step further next time. But meantime, thank you very much for playing Leah and Judy. But for Rob and Koosh, it's now time for the Pointless Final. Congratulations, Rob and Koosh. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win the Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing sweetly at £3,000. Oh, it's been hard fought, I think, your progress up to this final podium. But very, very well deserved. You did fantastic. That was really exciting. I mean, really down to the wire in the head-to-head there. What's going to help you take that jackpot away? What do you want to see come up?
Rob. I think Rob and football could do it.
Yeah. Football, sport, cricket.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're both sports. Geography, we're quite good at, aren't we? John le Carré novels, please. For Koosh. Film favourite.
OK, well,
Anything like
listen,
that?
we're going to put 4 things up on the board. Let's hope something up there appeals to you. We have got for you Pink Things, Judy Garland, Mercury Prize-winning rap albums, and defunct club football competitions. What do we think?
Well, we just said sport, didn't we? So we probably should go for that. What do you reckon?
I think 100% we'll go for defunct club football competitions.
OK, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's been up there a while. Usually the sport ones go very, very quickly, so you're lucky that has stuck around. We're looking for any of the following, please. We're looking for any winner of the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, which obviously no longer exists. We're looking for any member of the North American Soccer League, which ran between those dates, please, which obviously defunct as well. And we're looking for any finalists in the Texaco Cup and the Anglo-Scottish Cup. They're the same tournament, essentially, English and Scottish teams in the same tournament. That was from 70 to 81. So, Cup Winners' Cup, the North American Soccer League, and the finalists in Texaco and Anglo-Scottish Cup. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much. As always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of your answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
OK, yeah.
Let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Right, OK, so
Okay,
winners of the
so-
UEFA Cup, so Chelsea, Real Zaragoza,
I like the sound of that one. They sound a bit
Real
obscure.
yeah, Sevilla, Inter Milan, anybody like that, AC Milan, Lazio, Roma. I reckon any of them. We've got members of the North American Soccer League, we have
Yeah, go for that.
Seattle Sounders,
Yeah.
New York Cosmos,
Yeah,
Cosmos rather,
yeah, because I think they could be, less
Vancouver
people.
Whitecaps.
Right, OK, let's go with some of them 3, I think.
Finalists of Texaco Cup, so I'm thinking Dundee United, Aberdeen, or Anglo-Scottish. I mean, I'm not sure what leagues that was played in, to be honest. I don't know whether it was the top leagues in both.
I think we've probably got more chance with the members of the North American
seconds left.
Soccer League.
Yeah.
Do you
So we'll
think?
go to Seattle Sounders, Vancouver Whitecaps, and then we'll go with
The
Real
what-
Zaragoza.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OK, well, it sounds like you've arrived at your 3 answers before the minute's fully up. Let's have your 3 answers. What are you going to go
OK, so for the top one, I think Real Zaragoza, or Zaragoza, I'm not sure how
for?
you
Real
say it.
Zaragoza.
Yeah, and 2 of the teams for the middle one, Seattle Sounders,
Seattle Sounders.
and I think Vancouver Whitecaps.
Vancouver Whitecaps. Of those 3, I mean, they all sound perfect contenders. Which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Seattle Sounders.
Seattle Sounders goes last. Least likely to be pointless?
I'm not 100% sure on Real Zaragoza, so we'll go for that
Real
one.
Zaragoza will put first, and
then
Vancouver Whitecaps go in the
middle,
middle. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. We've got a Real Zaragoza, we've got Vancouver Whitecaps, and the Seattle Sounders. There they are. They look good on the board. Ooh, wouldn't it be wonderful if one of these turns out to be pointless and wins that jackpot for you? 3,000 quid. What would you like to do with it if you won?
Well, we've got a big wedding anniversary, haven't we,
Yeah,
this year? 15 years, so a nice holiday, I think.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Richly deserved. OK, well, let's put them to the test. Real Zaragoza is your first answer. We're looking for winners of the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup in the first instance. Let's see if Real Zaragoza is correct. Let's see if it's pointless for £3,000. It's right. Real Zaragoza just has to go all the way down to 0 to win you that jackpot of £3,000. Down we go through the teens. Into single figures, still going down with Real Zaragoza, still going down. Oh, yeah, it's 1. OK, we now move to members of the North American Soccer League from 68 to 84. You've gone for the Vancouver Whitecaps as your next answer. Let's see if it's right. Let's see if it's pointless for £3,000. It's right. Real Zaragoza took us all the way down to 1. Can the Vancouver Whitecaps take it down to 0 and win that £3,000 jackpot for you? Down we go through the single figures, still going down. Oh, it's 2!
You're going the wrong way.
He's going the wrong way. OK, your third and final answer was the Seattle Sounders. Let's see if they can be pointless and win you that jackpot of £3,000. Seattle Sounders is right. Real Zaragoza took us down to 1. Vancouver Whitecaps took us down to 2. Seattle Sounders now taking us down through the teens. Single figures still going down. The Seattle Sounders still going down to 1. Oh, I can't bear it. Oh, those are 3 excellent answers. 1, 2, 1. Oh, that's just cruel. I'm so sorry.
Never mind. Never mind.
Oh, you came, I mean, within a hair's breadth of a pointless answer there. But I'm afraid you didn't find a pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot. But don't forget, you get to take home a lovely, shiny, pointless trophy each.
That's the main thing.
So very, very well done for that.
you.
Richard.
Oh, that was so close. That was really unlucky. And when you see some of the names that are pointless, it's a lottery. It was really, really unlucky. Only one other thing you mentioned during the 60 seconds, Lazio would have scored you 1 point as well. So it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Could have been even worse. Let's take a look at the UEFA Cup winners, shall we? You'll know all the names, so forgive me. Hamburg, Sampdoria, Sporting Lisbon, Valencia, a pointless answer. Atletico Madrid, I know, Tbilisi, Fiorentina, Magdeburg, Mechelen of Belgium, and Slovan Bratislava. All of those were pointless answers. Very well done if you said any of those at home. Now, the members of the North American Soccer League, you're really unlucky with these. Chicago Sting, Dallas Tornado, Kansas City Spurs, the LA Aztecs. I picked out some of my favourite names of the teams. Connecticut Bicentennials, the Jacksonville T-Men, Montreal Manic, Washington Whips, Oakland Stompers, and Calgary Boomers. Those are my favourite names. All of those are pointless. Very well done if you said any of those. And finally, the Anglo-Scottish Cup and the Texaco Cup. Airdrie were a pointless answer, runner-up in 72. Chesterfield won it, beat Notts County, who were also a pointless answer. Fulham got beaten in the final by Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough also a pointless answer. Ipswich Town, they beat Norwich in the final. One other pointless answer there, Orient, as was. They were a pointless answer. Very well done if you've got any of those at home. And that's really, really unlucky in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. And thanks, Robin Kush. Thank you so much for coming to play. I'm sorry you didn't win the jackpot. That'll therefore roll over onto the next show, when we will be playing for £4,000. Join us next time, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.